Namaste. It's this time again when we have the new Om magazine or Om Yoga magazine, and I created a sequence which you will find on page 26, 27, and 28. And today we will make that into a little video. So I suggest, since these are kind of strong standing hip openers, that perhaps start by practicing a few sun salutations, including Warrior 1 and Warrior 2, maybe a tree pose as well, so you feel you have the opening in your hips, and a nice chair pose, Utkatasana, as well. So once we've done with that, we will start our practice. So when you're ready, you press play again. So once you've done your sun salutations, you then come into your chair pose again. So Utkatasana, you take your hips back and you just want to gaze at your toes. So again, you notice you don't have too much pressure on your knees. So you're going to open a little bit more and put a bit more pressure in. So you're going to start standing really strongly onto your right leg as you bend your left knee to your chest, and then cross your ankle just above your right knee. So you want to have that nice triangular shape between your thighs. Maybe your arms above your hip, maybe your hands on your hips. Sink a little bit deeper, but be really aware of what's going on in your knees. This is a hip opener, strengthening. Maybe you want to stay here, maybe you can extend forward. It's almost like you want to reach your chest beyond your left lower leg. Keep reaching your chest forward and seat behind you. Inhale as you lift all the way up again, and release your leg and release your arms. You're going to do that with the other side. So again, you come into your chair pose with Utkatasana. You just lift through your abdomen, and now you stand on your left leg. You bend your right knee. Maybe you stay in your kind of chair pose variation. Maybe you sink lower. Maybe you reach your chest forward and really take your seat back. So flexing your feet so your feet are strong. Even the right foot that's not on the earth. Inhale, lift it all the way up. Release your arms. Good. It's the first standing pose. So now your choice. We can move through a vinyasa to come into our warrior pose. Or we can start from standing. You're going to take your hands to your hips, hip points, toes, thighs, knees pointing forward. You're going to step your left leg back. Or if you move through a vinyasa, right foot is forward now. Hips level. Inhale into your warrior 1, and then exhale warrior 2. So keep the right knee just over your right heel, maybe further back and not further forward. Left toes are probably pointing to the left side of your mat. Maybe sink a little bit lower. So again, through the strength of your legs, you're creating space in your hips. And gaze over your right fingertips. Inhale here, and exhale, right forearm onto right thigh, either left arm to the ceiling or above your head. Keep stretching into your back leg. Extend your chest upwards rather than collapsing. Maybe stay here for a few more breaths, or take your hand to the floor, right hand to the inside of your right foot, but keep extending. So if you feel you're collapsing, you take that hand all the way up again, or right forearm onto right thigh. Inhale back to your warrior 2. Then take your left hand to your left thigh, just gently touch right arm to the ceiling, then lift through your chest, reverse warrior. So really find so much space in your right side, stretching into the muscles between the ribs, intercostal muscles. Keep that space, straighten the right leg, and then extend towards the front of the mat, keeping the space in your right waist. Right hand to your shin, your thigh, the floor, or your block, wherever it feels comfortable for you. We're in Trikonasana, triangle pose. And even in this pose, you feel the hip opening action by engaging the right thigh. It's rolling out. gaze down to your right toes. Bend your front knee a little bit. Maybe take your left hand to your left hip. You're going to step a little bit closer to the front of the mat. And then take your right fingertips to the floor on a block. Lifting through your base. You're going to start to lift that left leg off the mat, coming into your warrior or to your half moon pose. So here it's nice to use a block underneath your right fingertips. Slowly, slowly shift back, warrior two. Inhale, straighten both legs. All 10 toes pointing towards the left side of your mat. Just extend your chest space between your pubic bone, your heart. You're going to fold forward into standing forward then. Maybe hands to the floor. Maybe hands remain on your thighs. Shoulders away from your ears. Let's come all the way up again. So inhale as you come halfway up. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Take your right toes so they point forward. Bend your right knee again. And take your hands to the front of the mat. So you're in a lunge. We're going to step into a plank position. So we'll do this as a vinyasa sequence. Inhale here. And then lower down. Exhale, chaturanga to the mat. Inhale into your back bend. And downward dog as you exhale. Good. From here, you're going to step your left foot between your hands and your right heel flat. Feel stable through your legs. Inhale to your warrior one, and then let's exhale warrior two. So I like a wider step in my warrior two. Keep that thigh rolling out. Hip points now facing towards the right side of your mat. Left thigh is rolling out. So we're standing strong and stable. But through that steadiness, we have the capacity to open. We have the capacity to flow. You're going to take your left forearm onto your left thigh, right arm to either towards the ceiling or above your head. Make sure you have space here. So you're lifting out of your left shoulder, not collapsing. So you want space. If you have that space, maybe you can take your left fingertips to the floor. Again, feeling that openness both in your hip but also in your heart. It rotates open towards the ceiling. Imagine a straight line all the way from your right heel to your hip, to your armpit, all the way above your head. Let's inhale through a warrior two, and then right fingertips to your thigh, left arm to the ceiling, keeping your hips really nice and strong, your legs strong. You're then going to extend, reversing a reversal warrior, dancing warrior. Keep that chest open. Even feel that lift from the low up, just a little bit. Notice what's happening with your left knee. If it's kind of going inwards, collapse, just take it out again. So really through that steadiness, we want to create space. So keep that space in your left waist, straighten both legs, reach towards the front of the mat, hand to your thigh, your shin, the floor. Again, thinking of this expansion of the chest. So again, if you're collapsing, you want to take it a little bit higher, wherever it feels right for you. So being in your Trikonasana, it's so important to really feel that opening in the hip, because then the thigh can move well into the hip socket. You can create even more space into your left side. Bend your front knee, maybe through a warrior two. You can step that right foot further forward, left fingertips to the floor or onto a block. You're going to feel a lift through your core, through your pelvic floor, and that lift is going to lift that right leg off the mat. Really extend through the ball of the right foot, left fingertips to the ceiling. Oh, sorry, left fingertips to the floor, right arm to the ceiling. And you extend in all directions. So remember, even here, this is also a hip opener in the standing leg. Just feel light and radiant. This is a half moon, so you can imagine the radiance of the moon here. So with breath, with grace, slowly release it down into your warrior two. Straighten both legs. All 10 toes point to the right side of your mat. Maybe again create a little bit more space. Outer edges of your feet are parallel to the front and the back of your mat. Inhale, extend your chest and then reach your chest forwards, again space in your front body. Fingertips to the floor, maybe to your thighs, maybe to your blocks. And then fold it forward. So you can imagine here as you press your thighs back, even your sitting bones are having space, your sacrum, lower back is spacious. So you can take a few breaths in this position or any variation. And then when you're ready, you come halfway up on an inhale. Take your hands to your hips, exhale. And then lift all the way up. Left toes to the front of the mat. Lift your right heel off the floor. Come into a plank position. Take another breath in here. Let's just catch our breath again. Lower down, exhale. Inhale as you lift to your back bend. Downward dog. As you exhale. And then slowly bend your knees to the floor. You can rest in child's pose. So take a moment in child's pose, or you can move back up into your downward facing dog. And through the poses we've done, maybe create your own sequence of flow, of movement, of breath. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for looking at my article. Namaste.